Balance is key. Another area of your church you want to make sure that you have balance is the education process of every disciple. The discipleship process in your church makes sure that people are moving in a commitment to every purpose. Not in a commitment to programs, not in a commitment to ways of doing things, but in a commitment to the purposes of God. Now, we do that in something known as a C.L.A.S.S, C.L.A.S.S, that is Christian Life and Service Seminars. We could do this all in one shot, or you could get small groups to break it up into small bits. You could decide how you want to educate people, but educating on purpose means you're taking them from one purpose to the next. And what we do is we have classes that kind of have all the material wrapped into one. We finish it in one shot. They make a covenant at the end of class. They sign that, and then they implement that over the next few weeks or months. We begin by talking about fellowship, helping people to understand what it means to belong to the fellowship. When you become part of the family, there are responsibilities, there is an understanding, there is a belonging, and what it means to be part of this fellowship. What are the requirements? What are the expectations? My expectation of you, your expectation of me. The concept that builds the understanding that we belong to each other. I belong to you and you belong to me. So that is very clearly stated in the membership class. This is not the normal membership class where you become a member of a society or of a denomination, but you become a member of a church with the understanding that you are part of the church, you are a member of the church, and we explain that very, very clearly. Different questions come up based on their background, some coming from a church background, some coming from a non-church background. Either way, we explain that this goes from anywhere about an hour to 4 hours, depending on how much you want to emphasize on. And this class is called 101. 101 is where you begin, and that's where we teach membership. Membership helps us understand fellowship, and we implement that purpose, and we help people commit to that purpose in 101. From there, we move to the next level. When a person is ready, and you can decide when that is, you provide the next class for that person, for that member, and that class, 201, teaches about maturity. In this class, first one we taught about commitment to people. In this class, we teach about commitment to habits, habits that help you grow. We teach about 4 specific habits that help a person maintain their walk with God, grow in Christ, and how to make sure that they feed themselves and they exercise well spiritually. So we teach that in maturity class, and that's called discipleship. So the first one is membership. The second one is maturity. We move people in the next level of commitment to maturity. In good time, as they develop and as they're growing in maturity, we take them through different classes, different subjects like Doctrines of the Bible, 40 Days of Purpose, and we help them understand what it means to become like Christ and to walk like Christ. From there, we take them to ministry, where we teach them their shape. Their shape is spiritual gifts, their heart, their abilities, their personality, and their experience. We've learned this from Pastor Rick Warren, and as they implement their shape, as they understand their shape, and they discover their ministry, they're able to go into ministry. But we explain that in the third class, in the ministry class 301. In the ministry class, they get to do their shape, they get to sit with a shape coach, and they get to understand what does God want them to do, or what are the opportunities that your church has for them to do. Once they're well and truly into their ministry, remember I said they have a ministry in the church and then they have a mission in the world. We then teach them what their mission in the world is, and we help them learn to share the gospel, share their story. We get them to understand their role as a witness, and we call that mission. So we move from membership, and then we teach them maturity, or the habits for maturity. Then we teach them ministry and the motivation and the reason for ministry and how you shape for ministry. Then we teach them mission, the reason for mission and the power of mission. And we talk about that in class 401. When everyone has been taught all 4, eventually we arrive at Magnification, which is worship. We do have a class for that. It's called 501, but that's when we put the whole thing together and we talk about living on mission for God, letting your whole life be a statement of worship to God. So we've got that right at the end, but primarily we move people step by step in making covenants after they have understood what the commitment requires. So we explain that, let them ask questions, and eventually they get to sign the covenant. Balance is key. Educating your people on purpose means moving them from fellowship, that's 101, membership, to discipleship, that's 201, maturity, to ministry, that's 301, ministry, to mission, that's 401, evangelism. You educate your people on purpose, and they will live on purpose.